Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, SeKo Starcraft giving another pro level replay. This time it's Mao's Illusion versus Miya. Miya? Pretty sure it's done Miya. If you see my mouse bouncing down here, it's because I'm playing with my cat who's attacking the screen at the same time as me doing this. Now, I'm actually a really huge fan of Illusion. Backed way as part of Team Vile, because one of the first Starcraft 2 casters that I really started following was Vile Sai. And then obviously there's Vile Spanishiwa, who was a pretty dominant force for a while. And then there was Illusion. A bunch of people went to Quantic. Looks like Mao's has picked him up. Very strong Terran player. And is going up against my favorite type of matchup, Terran versus Zerg. I think I actually like almost all matchups other than Zerg versus Zerg. I can deal with pretty much everything else. And I don't play Protoss, so I don't have to deal with Protoss versus Protoss. I'm surprised, yeah, I was wondering where that Overlord was going to go. Oh, excuse me. Very standard openings from these guys. I think this is a bit of a longer game, so I'm going to speed it up a bit here at the beginning. Wait for something crazy to happen. That's really interesting how much he is scouting for proxies right now. I wonder if he knows that Illusion is really about the proxy type of play. From the stuff that I've seen, he does like to mix up with some cheeses once in a while. And obviously going 2 racks Terran is still super effective. But this scout's going to get here too late to be able to really get any damage done. He sees that the Marine's under production, so I actually Reaper under production. So he's going to run away pretty fast. This is popping in here. This is a little aggressive. If this was a Marine, it would be able to shoot that away really fast. So Miya must be pretty comfortable with the TVZ metagame as to what really goes on at this point. Fast expand, he sees that. And we're just going to have another Reaper pop out as well. But we'll go back to regular speed. Very interesting. That's a very bold scout. I'm usually a pretty big fan of the Reaper Scout as well, but as of late I've been cutting my Reaper to be able to go for much faster tech opening. In this case, he does be able to get out 2 Reapers, but I like being able to get out my factory really fast for my hellions, because I'm better at controlling hellions than trying to micro Reapers. And also at this pro level, you can micro and take out queens with a couple of Reapers, but the second one's coming down right now, and 2 more queens in production. So that should be able to deal with any Reaper and or Hellion play. Couple of links coming here just to try to deny the worker making the command center here. Now it's possible to bounce out. What you do is you click T to stop your worker from building. Click on the building and sometimes he jumps to the other side. It's a great way to try to keep your construction alive longer. I'm pretty interested in the amount of money that Illusion has built up here. I wonder if he maybe wants to consider going for another command center really soon. No, he just spent it all on something. Production out of everything, I suppose. 2 reactors, tech lab. And obviously getting the orbital. I know that when I watch a lot of the games where somebody like Flash does, going for 2 command centers almost immediately is something he does all the time. Huge macro monster. Sometimes that means you can go on pressure and kill stuff. Maybe some roaches or some fast lings. But when you're as good as Flash, you can get away with some things. Let's see the units tab here. Workers wise, big lead obviously for the Zerg at this point, just powering it up. But he has been restricted to only going for, looks like he killed one of his own creep tumors to be able to get down the evolution chamber. It looks like there hasn't been any third base yet, and that's pretty late. I mean, you generally want to try to get out your third base by the 8-minute mark. You see there's minerals there. He hasn't really spawned yet. Looks like he's just going to tech up instead. Lair, Roach Warren, Double Evo Chamber, and lots of creep tumors. This is a really great force to have at the front. It kills lings off really fast. Great control, denies the creep. And I'm sure that Illusion also researched a little bit into Miya to see about how his creep spread works and how dangerous that is. Rocking some dark rum. It's fantastic. I'm starting to incorporate this into my play as well. Getting the supply depot wall ups at the front. I've actually had a couple of games where that cost me a little bit. Nice scan. Klavied Gergeld von Maptu. Assuming that this was a German cast. This was also for Home Story Cup. Or Teamstory Cup. This is a team league they're playing for it right now. Which is why the teams are more prominent in the actual names right now. Finally getting the creep go again. Let's see if he tries to put a little pressure on this base. Now this is enough DPS, I think, for him to probably take that out. And I would have thought that was probably worthwhile to get the full deny. You never go full deny unless you have an opportunity to do that. Looks like he did have second thoughts about doing that. But he sees the roaches out there and he's going to back away. Marines and one Marauder. I mean, it's a pretty sizable force, but against how tanky the roaches are, I don't know if I necessarily agree with this. It looks like he really wants to get... Oh, there wasn't even a cancel on that. That was just a straight up loss. Great angle on the hellions here to cut across the units. That turned out really well for him. Lots of damage on these units as well. So we got the cancel, did some damage, pulls away. Still pretty equal in supply. If you look at the units, workers are pretty up there. It looks like Miya actually had problems with trying to cancel that hatchery. I don't run into that a lot, but it is really frustrating, and I think it's more frustrating for Zerg, but I'm sure it's for just about anybody when you're trying to micro and there's lag. It kicks the crap out of you. We see the denies from the Zerg at both the bases. He's going to come back and take care of that as he has his third command center just finishing up. He'll probably turn that into an orbital here right away. Roach is moving out. Do they have their speed yet? Good creep moving into the main base as well, which is fantastic. They do have speed. It does look like they're moving pretty fast. Going to go pressure the front. This is a pretty sizable army. As I like to say, it's a very healthy army. He's actually kept all of his Reapers alive still. Hellion's in pretty good shape. He does need to get out some medevacs though. I don't know exactly what Miya's purpose of doing that is. He doesn't have burrow for these roaches. If he had burrow, pushing, doing some damage, and burrowing would probably be a really smart move. But at this point, he's not going to break through all this. No upgrades coming at all for the Terran right now. Well, he does have stim, but no +1/+1. Whereas we look at the roaches, +1/+1 is already finished. +1 melee and +2 Carapace already on the way. Baneling Nest is going to wrap up soon, same with Zerg speed. So he's really teching up his tier 1 and tier 2 abilities right now. He hasn't thrown down an infestation pit to go towards Hive yet. One Roach was just there to scout. Looks like he's going to beat a Tommy Demise. Same with that Roach. Good move by Illusion. Leaves one Marine up at the top here just to be able to scout to see what's going on. We see another good push in here. Looks like he wants to take care of some of this creep again. But now he's in a bit of a problem. He's on creep. Roaches with speed and +1/+1. Lings coming in from the flank. Even though the Hellbats are finished, Banelings, even if they're slow Banelings, on creep are just going to clean this up so huge. That was a rout. And the Queens are going to come back and put down more creep. I don't think he's got enough energy for 6 creep tumors though. Very unfortunate move right now for Illusion. He is getting his tanks out right now though, which should help keep him in the clear. And he's getting into his 3rd base. 4th base is established, and he's going to break down the rocks to get his 5th. I did hear a drop, I thought. There it goes. He does have this watchtower, so he's going to have a pretty good idea what's going on. It looks like Miya wants to put on a little bit of pressure at the front. Now, I think that Miya might be able to bust this. There's no other tank here. That's not very much damage to deal with that. But Miya doesn't have a very strong army yet either. Drop is happening. It's really good. There's no defenses at this base, so it's going to catch it off guard. At the same time, Miya's going to go for the attack, and it looks like he's going to go straight for the economy. Nice hits. Oh, yes. That was a pretty good economy kill. At the same time, drops happening by Illusion. Shutting down this base. He's going to run into this mineral line. That Queen's going to get taken out. There's action all over the place here. That base goes down. That attack gets deflected at the front. I don't know who's really in the lead right now. We'll see what the units tab is here in a second. 70 workers and 3 bases. This base is left still for illusion. So it's still, I'm going to say it's pretty even. This Muta transition might catch illusion a little off guard. I mean, there's nothing in the base to defend for that. In my noobish ways, I generally try to throw down a couple of turrets just to be able to buy myself time. If you get a couple of turrets in here, yeah, a big swell of mutas will take those out, but it'll buy you time to get back. Production on the low ground, another command center. Creep's still doing pretty good. Base going down. I'm kind of surprised this never got fully taken out and turned into a base. It's pretty good if you can take this. Woo. That's a nice snag. I didn't even notice that. Ran right past the mutas as well. That's pretty fortunate for him. He's going to drop into that middle line. He's got a tank in this. That's... Oh, he's coming home with his mutas as well. He probably would have got more damage done if he attacked with those mutas. This is a really interesting point that maybe newer players won't recognize, is that if you have something like a crawler in your mineral line, something like a tank or marines and marauders will naturally go after, looks like these guys. Did they get any kills? Might get that queen. Nope, not quite. They'll prioritize themselves on the crawler instead of the economy. So it's nice to throw those down in your base just because. Clearing out a bit more creep. Got good control of the middle of the map. And obviously with Newkirk, you can split it right down the middle. So being able to control the middle and keeping the creep between the watchtowers is very important. These mutas, I don't think are going to work out too well for Miya. Now this is a cool transition. Moving into the Enduring Locusts, that's pretty funky. I'm not going to say I'm surprised at that move, but a big bio ball with medevac support can generally handle those pretty well. Let's see if we get another drop, I think, heading out. There's no vision right now into the middle of the map. No overlords here. He is moving creep, which is good. In come the mutas. 1 missile turret up. Nope, 2. Hey, it's almost the exact same spots that I would have picked. Gonna try and get some damage done. I don't really agree with this Muta selection here. I don't think they're gonna get enough damage done to really justify the tech choice to go into that. Maybe he'll get that add-on. Still burned down. Nope. Looks like he's gonna save it just in time. So I think that was too big of an investment that didn't pay off. 3 base Terran, I mean, he's solid. He's doing fine. Thor's coming out. 8 Marines at a time. 2-2's gonna finish up soon. What are our upgrades at? 0, 1. Where's his army? Take care of drops. He's got 2-2 finished. That goes down. Maybe he just wants the mutas to take care of drop ships. You know, I don't find that disappointing. Great timing. A 2-2 just finished up. 3-3 now on the way. See if he scans again, or if he wants to siege up here. You may have seen the Locusts. The Enduring Locusts is finished, so now they're going to have great range on them. Now, I've stood toe-to-toe with many a Locust in my time. If you have enough medevacs with marine support, you can generally outlast that. It's an okay little drop in the back there. If we look at... Worker skill's pretty even on both sides, so the harassment by the Terran hasn't been too effective yet. At least no better than what the Zergs has been. Good sized army backing up. This base is floating over. Did he kill that Overlord with a Thor? Sure did. Oh, he does have 2 weapons for his mech, which is pretty good. Expanding to more bases. Is he getting static defenses finally? Yes, he does. 2 spines and a spore. That's generally pretty good. Most Terrans will drop behind your mineral line. So that's a good way to put it up. Interesting hotkeys going on here. Let's see what this does. Tanks coming out. Thor's doing damage. That's a pretty good concave of 2-2 bio though. Those banelings aren't going to finish in time. Yeah, he lost a lot there. He's got a huge supply though. Creep's pretty well rescinded now. Locusts, I mean they're 2/2 locusts, so they do pretty good damage, but they're not going to do it fast enough. And he invested a lot of supply into these swarm hosts. Great split by Illusion there. Watching the supply counts there, still fairly even. These mutas are probably not in the right spot. I think a lot of the bio is dead. There was something happening over there. Looks like he's gonna pick up. Come back. Did he get any units in those though? No, he didn't. He didn't save any of his army. So it's still pretty even when it comes to supply. But now Miya does have map control. His base is operational. He did move his his drones around that weren't being effective, which is good. He's not being too wasteful. Probably could move some of those over. He does have +2 attack finished for his mutalisks. I mean, that'll obviously help him out a lot with trying to send back any type of harassment. I see a big pile of zerglings coming in. These guys are 2/2, 3/3 will finish in the second as well. I mean, a nice clumped up ball will generally deal with zerglings really cost effectively, but it looks like Illusion wants to go for another drop. There is no scouting on the north for Miya at this point. Another drop and a medevac out front. Moving into the hellions here. I assume that's just for trying to deal with locusts better. It'd be nice if these things morphed into hellbats. Looks like he's going to be going for another base as well. Did sound like a drop got killed off over there. Where'd the other drop? There is the drop. Drop? Drop. Oh no. Very unfortunate for Illusion. It's not going to send him back too much, but that is about 10 supply worth. I mean, if he dropped him back here, he might have lost them simply to the units, but he might trade a few at least. Going out to middle map control. Let's see if he sieges up. Having the hellbats in the front, they get repaired, and with the spray is pretty good. Clearing out a little bit of creep. Ooh, Ultralisks. They got chitinous yet? Looks like they do. Nope. It's just going to be finishing up here in a second. And +3 attack for air. Does he got greater spire? Yes, he does. Well, he's got all the tech he needs. Let's see if he gets that